ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शान्ति मंत्रम टुगेदर। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। At least during the class we need some balam, not all shanti mantra. One should not fall asleep. So some kind of strength. Okay, so in yesterday's class we have completed rather the first chapter. Out of the 4, first chapter is over, and 4 to 8 or 4 to 9 it is almost same. Every mantra is talking about a particular sense organ, saying that sense organ cannot function by itself. It needs a devaha. Kau deva yunaktihi. That deva is the consciousness principle which is different from the organ, and forget, which pervades the organ and makes the organ, an instrument. How many of you taught this 3 sentences from yesterday till today? No, now only it is coming, isn't it? So here the Upanishad has given an answer. Student raised a question, teacher has answered. The first chapter is for Shravanam. A doubt was asked and the answer is given, it is Shravanam. And now Mananam has to happen in the second chapter. Mananam is what? A convinced knowledge or a doubtless knowledge. After that, Nididhyasanam will happen. Nididhyasanam also will happen in the same chapter. Don't say first chapter Shravanam, second chapter Mananam, Nididhyasanam, third chapter, realization, fourth chapter. Don't tell like that. In second chapter itself, both Mananam and Nididhyasanam will happen. So Shravanam and Mananam, first and second chapter is for Uttamadhikaris. First chapter and second chapter is for Uttamadhikaris. Even for a Madhyamadhikari, it is first and second chapter. But for Adhama or the other category of people, it is third and fourth chapter. So you fill up the blanks yourself, under which category you come. Whether you are Uttama, Madhyama or Adhama. So this is the background. And I had missed out, maybe you can, second mantra I think. Second mantra, I had introduced the topic with 3 replies. That we have to see Atma Swarupam, Atma Swarupa Jnanam, Atma Swarupa Jnana Phalam. This I had told. But none of you have asked, is this complete? Isn't it? I did not end it. Isn't it? So in the same mantra itself, all these 3 are there. I forgot to tell that. See, Atma Swarupam is what? Atma, the consciousness principle, is different from the Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani. That is the Swarupam. Shrotrasya Shrotram. Eye of the eye, ear of the ear. That is the Swarupam. Atma Swarupam means that is as such Swarupaha. First one, Atma Swarupa Jnanam is Chit Swarupaha, which is pervading the organ. As Sat, it is there. As Chit, it is making the organ recognizable. As Phalam, don't say Phalam is I am able to hear. Phalam is Pretyasmad Lokad Amruta Bhavanti. That immortality is the Phalam. Knowing that I am different from the Jnanendriyani, I am different from Karmendriyani, yet I pervade these two, and whoever knows this is a Jivan Muktaha and Videha Muktaha. This you should not forget. This I had not told. You can make note of that. So we have completed the first chapter. Anvaya also I have sent for the first chapter. Second chapter I will send it tomorrow. Now we will enter into the second chapter. So teacher is waiting for a reply. Teacher is waiting for a reply from the student. The student comes out with a very good answer, very good reply. Because he is a Uttama Adhikari, he has to give a Uttama answer. We will read that very nice portion. Yadi manyase suvedeti dabhrameveti noonam tvam dabhramevapi noonam tvam Vettam Brahmano Rupam Vettham Brahmano Rupam Vetha idya? Okay. Vetha Brahmano Rupam Yadasya Tvam Yadasya Deveshva Deveshva adul kama haktakali atha ideyalva adan bidisbeku Yadasya Tvam Yadasya Deveshva Athanu Mimamsyameva Te manye viditam. So from Yadi until Mimamsya Meva, they allivargu from there, sorry, from until there, it is a question. It is a question means what? It is a warning given by a guru. Though guru is expecting an answer, but still he says, don't rush yourself. In school, what we do, when we know the answer, we run towards the teacher. I was not running generally, because hardly we went to school. And even after going also, how much we learned, we don't know. Seeing here and there, doing some mischief. So everybody has their own experiences in school, even in college also. The experiences we remember, but not the subjects. That is the great thing. That is why we are all happy. If we had remembered the subject, we would not have been happy. Because experiences will teach us in life. So he is telling, the guru is telling, may you not rush. Because guru can anticipate the student's interest. After once he knows, because this is not botany or zoology, what is kidney, what is pancreas, or it is not anatomy of a human being to think. These are Brahma Vidya. So he will have full energy or full enthusiasm to tell. But he gives a statutory warning. Who guru gives? What does he say? Idi manyase suvedeti. For example, Brahman, the consciousness principle, cannot come under any of the categories. What are the two categories? Known category and unknown category. So the guru wants to change the normal or general orientation we all have. Before starting the Vedantic study, for all of us, Brahman is unknown. Isn't it? For all of us, Brahman is unknown. While doing Vedantic study, that is Shravana Manam Nididhyasanam, we come to know Brahman. This is the general rule or general convention, orientation what we have. So Guru wants to break this orientation. Because when Brahman was not known before the study and Brahman comes to know after the study, Brahman is under known category. Isn't it? It was not known. After study, it got to know. Now he comes under known category. If Brahman is under the unknown category, then that also we cannot accept, because the very fact that I am talking needs that Sat principle. It cannot be Shunya, isn't it? So this general orientation he wants to break. They say, a few subjects, they say they have some kind of a phrase. Military is a different cup of tea. Something like that. I'm just taking one example. Military. Botany is a different cup of tea. I know it is a phrase. Then what is plate? Different cup of. Well, they say it is a different cup altogether. What is plate then? I know it is a phrase, still I'm telling. So like that, the general convention is to break this, to know that it was not known, it is known. But the teacher wants to break this. See how nice it is. He says, Yedi manyase suvedi. If you think you know Brahman, Yedi manyase, if you think you know Brahman, Suveda. Su means you know very well. If you think that you know very well about the Brahman, Veda is the Brahman here. Yati manya se Suvedeti. If you think very well you know Brahman, you are wrong. Dabhramevapi. Dabhram means very little you know. You are wrong. Very little. Dabhram means alpam. Very little you know. Dabhramevapi noonam tvam. That Brahmano Rupam, the Brahmano Rupam is equal to Brahma Swarupam. The very nature of Brahma Swarupam, you know very little. Because when you say, I know Brahman, because Guru is anticipating this kind of an answer from the Shishya. Because he is running towards the Guru, I got the answer. So before that, he is telling a warning. If you think you know Brahman, you know very little. Very little, because Brahman, according to you, and anticipated, according to you, comes under known category. Brahman is not an object, and Brahman is not unknown category also. Yadasyatvam yadasya deveshva. Yadasyatvam yadasya deveshva. That little knowledge is also wrong, because two tvam are there. Yadasyatvam yadasya deveshva atha. One in Jivatma, one in Devatma. See, Deveshva is there. Yadasyatvam yadasya deveshva. Most of the commentators here, means the English translators, even the Jains have failed here. The Jain commented, not Jain, Jains. Giants. They think this is where a Gurukula is very important to know. Yadasyatvam means what we have learned is the consciousness obtaining in the body is Jivatma. Yadasyatvam is equal to Jivatma. Yadasya Deveshva means many have told that you know about the consciousness in Deva. The general meaning from the Sanskrit is Yadasya Deveshva means you know consciousness in Deva. Yadasyatvam means you know consciousness in Jiva. But that is not the answer here. The answer, the way to interpret is Tvam, everybody does proper interpretation because it is Jivatma. Deva is Samashti. Samashti Jiva is Devaha. But you see any of the English translations, including the Jains, they say devatas. That is correct. I'm not telling wrong. But when it is always samashti, next would be, when it is always vyashti, the next is samashti. Individuality to total. That should be the answer. So you know very little about the individuality. You know very little about the total also. If you say that you know Brahman, you know very little. You know very little. Never say you know Brahman. These kind of question and answers, the interaction ever we had in schools or colleges, isn't it? Then what should you do? Wait, take time. Atha mimamsyameva. It is a beautiful dhatu. Man dhatu, a very unique dhatu, root word. Mimamsyameva means it is derived from man dhatu. Means think. Before answering, think. Mimamsa means may you analyze properly. May you analyze. Don't mean mamsa, mimamsa. Don't write like that. Mean mamsa. Mimamsa means may you think properly. Because namak gottirada immediate. Until here, he is telling this is the warning I am giving. Now he says, te manye viditham. Mimamsya mevate. Te is for student. Take time, introspect, and then give me an answer. The student says, manye viditham. I know Brahman. He says, I know Brahman. All the eyes of the Guru goes up after talking about 7, 8 to 9 mantras and giving a statutory warning. You still say, I know Brahman. And then he says, oh Guru, may you have a glass of water. I will continue the answer, he says. That is in the second mantra. Naham manye suvedeti. No na vedeti vedacha. Jo nastadveda tadveda. No vedeti vedacha. This is the answer. This is the answer from the teacher, sorry, from the student. A mischievous question was asked to the Guru. He also gives a mischievous answer. Can you understand how paradox it is? But beautiful. He says, connect this second mantra has to be connected to the first one. That is Mani Viditham. I know Brahman. When the eyes of the Guru goes up, he says, Naham manye suvedeti. Not that I don't know Brahman. Literal translation. Manye viditham. I know Brahman. Naham manye suvedeti. Suvedeti means very well knowing the Brahman. Manye viditham. I know Brahman. Second, I don't think I know Brahman. Naham manye suvedeti. I don't think I know Brahman. No na vedeti vedacha. Not that I don't know Brahman. I know I don't know. This is how 4 answers. 4 answers. It says Manye viditham. Manye viditham is equal to I Brahman. Okay. Naham manye suvedeti. I don't consider I know Brahman. Na vedeti no manye. Na veda iti no manye. Means I don't know Brahman. but I know Brahman. Again, you have to add Vede, Vedi, Naham manye suvedeti. I don't consider I know Brahman. Na vedeti. Not that I know Brahman. Vedacha. I know, I don't know. No, that is different. Are you getting? You forget that Sanskrit mantra if it is confusing. Point number one, I know Brahman. Because we are all Westerners. I know Brahman. Second point, not that I don't know Brahman. Third, I know Brahman. Fourth, I know, I don't know. Then he says, whoever understood my explanation, whoever has understood this explanation, everybody knows Brahman. Second line. Yaha naha tadveda tadveda. Yaha, yaha naha of us, because it is Gurukula. It is not only him. Here also many people are there. You are also listening here. So whoever knows my answer, yaha naha tadveda tadveda. Whoever knows only knows. Whoever doesn't know does properly. Vedeti vedacha means what? It's simple. Brahman, whoever knows as an object, they don't know. Brahman, who knows as a subject, that's knower, they know. It is the answer. If I say I know Brahman, if Brahman is an object, then I don't know. If I say I don't know Brahman, I don't know Brahman because as not an object, but I know Brahman as a subject. Are you getting? I don't know as an object. I know as a subject. So whoever knows Brahman as a subject knows Brahman. Whoever doesn't know Brahman, doesn't know means whoever doesn't know as an object, correct? Whoever doesn't know Brahman as an object knows Brahman. Huh? This is my way. So once again, I know Brahman means I know Brahman as a subject. I don't know Brahman means I don't know Brahman as an object. So Brahman happens to be the knower principle, the very subject, the very experiencer. So this answer of the student can be told in 4 ways. Vedacha is there in the mantra. Vedacha. What does that Vedacha means? Vedacha means I am understanding. I understand Brahman other than known. I understand Brahman other than known. In the bracket, object. I understand Brahman other than unknown. Agreed. I understand Brahman other than unknown. Again, it is an object. Known category, unknown category. So, in summarizing, in making it short, I know Brahman other than known and unknown. This is first point. Second point, I understand Brahman as knower. First point, repeat again. I understand Brahman other than known and unknown. Second point, I understand Brahman as knower. Third, I understand Brahman as over. Knower, we did. Third point.
As not the object.
No. The object we have done, because in the first thing, what did we say? I understand Brahman other than known and known. Known and unknown, that is taken care. Second is, I understand Brahman as knower. Third is, I understand Brahman as
subject.
Subject as
myself.
Elli barbekala. In the screen will banipa, correct. I understand Brahman as myself.
Officer ಇದೆ.
ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹ್ಯಾಮರ್ ಬಿಡ್ದೇನೆ ಅದು ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. I understand Brahman as myself. ಆಮೇಲೆ fourth point, I learn to claim I am Brahman. I learn to claim I am Brahman. This is the meaning for Vedacha. No na vedeti Vedacha. ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಈಸಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. I understand Brahman other than known and unknown. So it doesn't come under known category and unknown category. First point. Second point, I understand Brahman as the knower, the very subject. I understand Brahman as myself. Illane eldrigu kashta agadu. Here it was everybody finds difficult, because I can call you as Brahman. Can I call myself as Brahman? I know I am a miserable jiva. The morning I am fighting for something or the other. How can I call myself as Brahman? Maybe because every day religiously you are taking class. For your satisfaction, for at least this 1 hour, let me call myself as Brahman. At least for Guru's sake. Because he is shouting every day, 4:30 to 5:30. At least for that sake. To do Guru Seva. What is Guru Seva? Yes, I am Brahman. I am Brahman is a fact, whether you believe or not. Not I am telling, everybody of us are Brahman. And I claim that I am Brahman. So Brahmajnana is only in claiming, not in knowing or unknowing. I claim, if I have to claim, I have to know. How do I know? As a knower principle. Apart from this knower principle, there is no other way. So whoever has understood my reply in the Gurukulam, everybody knows. Isn't it? So who was that lucky person? We don't know. He was brave enough to answer. Other students might be dull. Few will say, what was the discussion? They will ask in the class, what was the discussion? So they also got benefit of doubt. Or they also passed. Very simple. You don't get confused with the mantra, because even most of the translations are also confusing. Shankaracharya writes, when the teacher was waiting for the answer from the student, Shankaracharya writes, he roared like a lion in his Bhashya. Simhavat Garjaniyam. He roared like a lion to tell the answer. Very nice commentary on Kena. So with this, the syllabus is over. Which syllabus? 5 years MBBS syllabus is over. So student also thought Understood? Teacher also taught the subject. So everybody are closing the Gurukulam. They are walking out to their respective house. Only one question in life. You should have only one question, and there should be only one answer. That answer might be in a paradoxical way. You should not have many questions in life. Who are you? I am Brahman. Over. The rest of the mantras, the Upanishad winds up on glorifying this teaching, that I am the subject, the knower, and it wants to praise itself and then conclude. Ha. Yasya matam tasya matam. Matam yasya na vedasaha. Avijñātam vijānatam. Vijñānatam avijānatam. Another confusing mantra. So here Swami Paramarthananda says, write down this statement very beautifully. He says, Brahmajnanam is a jnanam in which person knows Brahman without knowing Brahman. Brahmajnanam is a jnanam in which a person knows Brahman without knowing Brahman. Did you understand? Exactly like the second mantra. He knows Brahman as a knower subject, that is me, myself. He not as an object of perception, which is separate from him. Brahmajnanam is a jnanam. To know Brahman without knowing means without knowing as an object, but knowing as the very subject itself. Now coming to the mantra. Yasya amatam. Yasya amatam. Yasya means for that person, amatam, Brahman is not known. Amatam means not known. Tasya matam. So for that person, Brahman is not known means for that person, Brahman is known. Yasya amatam is equal to, for a person, Brahman is not known. Amatam means not known. For him, Brahman is not known means what? Tasya matam. For that person, Brahman is known as a subject, nothing else. It is just words are different. Don't get confused. For him, the Brahman is verily the subject. He is himself the Brahman. Yasya matam sahana veda. Yasya matam sahana veda. For that person means Ajnani. In the first one, it is a Jnani. For that person, Ajnani, whoever says knows Brahman, they doesn't know Brahman. Means whoever says he knows Brahman as an object, he doesn't know Brahman in real. Sahana Veda. Veda is Brahman here. Sahana Veda means he doesn't know Brahman. Whoever says he knows, because he is knowing as an object. So what did you learn? Some words, combination of some words we learned. I know Brahman, I don't know Brahman. Not that I know Brahman, I know, I don't know. So here it shows very simple. Brahman or the consciousness principle, which is my or me, myself, is the knower, the subject. One has to know only through this dialogue There is no other way. One has to know my true nature only through a dialogue, but not through any other way. So never work for Brahmanubhava. Never work for Brahmanubhava in while sitting in meditation. There is no dialogue there. Guru and Shishya should be there, or a teacher should be there. Brahmanubhava is not there because you are already Brahma. That is why Vedantic meditation is called as Nididhyasanam. Vedantic meditation is called Nididhyasanam. All the other meditations are called as Upasana. I have told you a number of times. What is the difference between Upasana and Nididhyasanam? In Upasana, you continue to be a dasaha. You continue to be in Dvaitam. In Nididhyasanam, you don't work for Brahma Anubhava, but you claim yourself as Aham Brahmasmi. Claiming your higher nature is Nididhyasanam. Looking for Brahma Anubhava is Dvaitam. Very important. Next. Pratibodha viditam matam. Pratibodha viditam matam. Amrutatvam hi vindate. Amrutatvam hi vindate. Atmana vindate viryam. Atmana vindate viryam. Vidyaya vindate mrutam. Vidyaya vindate mrutam. One of the best mantras of Kena Upanishad to be highlighted and memorized. One of the best mantras in the entire Upanishadic literature. We don't find this kind of a mantra elsewhere. The essence is what is spoken in all the Upanishads. It's the most profound thing, and here the mantra is based on Adi Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, what I'll be telling now, a profound one. So let's see. So we have understood Brahman as a non-variable consciousness principle. Point number one. All these are based on Shankaracharya's Bhashyam. We have to see his glory here. We have understood Brahman as non-variable consciousness principle. Means what? It is always there. Not varying, non-variable. It is there always as an over subject. And any form of experience or any knowledge, if has to take place, it has to take place only as a vritti in the mind. Agreed? Any knowledge or any experience, if it has to take place, it has to take place only in the form of a vritti, that is thought in the mind. So a relevant thought is required for that kind of a vritti. Relevant thought is required for a particular vritti. For example, I am seeing holy mountain here in front of me. A mountain. So if that mountain vritti, it has to be there in me, mind has to take the form of a mountain. My mind has to take a form of a mountain to see that there is a mountain in front of me. So mountain vritti should be there to see mountain. If this mountain is, there is no vritti as such in me. Vritti means a thought. I cannot see the mountain. So through the senses, backed by the mind, I can see the mountain. Senses is helping me, and with the power of mind to see the mountain. Agreed? Until now? Merely seeing in the direction of the mountain, I cannot see the mountain. Mountain is straight. Merely seeing in the straight direction, I cannot see the mountain. Why? Because while seeing the mountain, there are other objects also. There is a door, there is a tree, and then there is a mountain. If I focus on a door, I miss that mountain. If I focus on tree, I still miss the mountain. Are you getting? There should be a thought vritti in the antakarana to form a vritti called mountain. There should be a vritti in the mind, that is in antakarana vritti. A vritti should be there, backed by the mind and senses to know that mountain is a mountain. If this vritti is not there, if this akara is not taking place in the mind about the mountain, I cannot see. Even if I just see mountain straight, even if I focus mountain, there should be an akara in the mind. I am seeing a rope akara is taking in the mind. I am seeing a tree akara is taking in the mind. Akara means a vritti, a form. And these experiences and any kind of knowledge are continuously changing. For example, mountain. The moment I say mountain, I'm seeing a lot of other things are also. The very fact, every second there is some kind of an experience or knowledge happening. It's getting changed. Now Shankaracharya says, this thought alone is not enough to see a mountain or to gain the experience of a mountain. He says, this vritti, which is happening in the antakarana, that is a thought, is not enough to gain the knowledge of the mountain. Why? I am seeing the mountain here. The mere vritti is not enough to gain the experience or / knowledge of the mountain. Why? Because, Hindu, Gupta, answer helta idara.
Because you should have the prior knowledge that it is mountain.
Prior knowledge is fine. That is not the answer, but what it is means, what is mind? What is mind according to Tattva Bodha? Mind is Sukshma Panchabhuta. Mind is made up of Sukshma Panchabhuta. Alva? Oppadtira Tattva Bodhiravaru. Manassu Sukshma Panchabhutadinda Utpatti agirodu. And one of the vritti is part of the mind, or any vritti is part of the mind. Mind is part of Panchamahabhuta. The emergence of the mind is part of Panchamahabhutas. Mind is a Jadavastu. Mere thought cannot give me the experience of an object because it is Jadam. However much prior knowledge if I have, that knowledge is also a Jadam because mind cannot generate a vritti by itself. Think. Yeah, we don't think in these lines. So what do we need? We need a conscious principle to generate a vritti and to gain an experience of that vritti. We need a consciousness principle to generate a vritti and to gain experience or a knowledge of that vritti. Mere thought, just think, mere thought. There is no way to experience because mind is Jadam. So I started with consciousness being a non-variable principle. So what is experiences or knowledges in life? Non-variable consciousness plus variable thought is life. I am coming to Shankaracharya's understanding. This is how he writes, but very difficult to tell in English. But anyway, I'm trying my best. What is that? Anyways, we came to consciousness. Every knowledge or every experience should have two things. One is there should be a relevant vritti. There should be a relevant vritti, plus that relevant vritti is exchange variable vritti, that is changing vritti, plus non-variable consciousness. Consciousness as Satrupaha and Chitrupaha should exist to come to a to experience to experience a thought. There is a mountain thought. Mere mountain vritti cannot suffice. There should be a consciousness to say that mountain is a mountain. That awareness should be there. That awareness is non-variable. What is changing is vrittis are changing. That non-variable consciousness in the mind is not changing. Think. There are many experiences, many knowledge which is happening, but the constant is non-variable. The variables are changing. This is called as Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Here, two things are there. Variable experiences in Dakshinamurti Stotram, we have seen Balyadishvapi Jagradadishu tata Sarvasva Vasthasvapi. All stages in life, all experiences in life are changing, starting from the birth to the death. But there is also a non-variable changing principle that is conscious. In the same Dakshinamurti, there is one mantra, first mantra. What is that? Vishwam Darpana Drushyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirvod Bhutam Yatha Nidraya. Third line. Yes Sakshat Prabodha Kurute. A Prabodha Kurute is Pratibodha Viditam. Prabodha Kurute is Sakshihi. Pratibodhitam is non-variable consciousness. Are you getting now? Pratibodha Viditam is consciousness principle. Still, we have not done. Now Shankaracharya takes a very big leap. This is still a foundation. Foundation you have not understood, building will definitely fall. So all these thoughts, that is variable thoughts plus non-variable consciousness principle, makes an experience or a knowledge strong in us. Thoughts keeps on coming and going, which is jadam, which is a part of the mind. Consciousness is required to illumine a thought. Done. Now, next step. In a daylight, this is the second example. In a daylight, when there is a sunlight, daylight means sunlight is there. When we go out, we see a lot of things. We see trees, we see mountain, we see many people, shops are there, roads are there, footpath is there, many things are there, many objects, people, temple is there because this is a temple area. Many things we see. Now, to see a temple, I should turn in a particular direction. There is Svarda Linga, Vayu Linga, that Linga, this Linga is there. I should turn in a particular direction to see a temple. To see a shop, I should turn in shop direction. I'm not talking about west, north, wherever that is. To see a road, I should see in the road direction, at least down. To see a shop, shop direction. Whichever object I am seeing, I should see in that direction. Now tell me, which direction will you turn to see the sunlight? Sunlight. Huh?
It is everywhere.
Everywhere. Shankaracharya Namo Namaha. Every object, every temple, or wherever, whatever you see, in that direction you have to turn. But sunlight is all pervasive. Which direction you will turn? This is called as Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Meditate on this line. Beautiful. Which direction should I temper to turn when I have to see a sunlight? Means what? There is no separate effort is required to see the Brahman. Brahma Anubhavaha is a false thing. Brahma Anubhava is all pervasive. Which direction will you turn? To see a temple, you have to turn in that direction. To see people, yes. But sunlight, it is everywhere there. We have to recognize this fact. The recognition is problem in all of us. Okay, this is outside. Means what? This is outside me. Then comes a yogi. Because that person is like Ganapati, he will not leave us. He will say, no, I want to see it inside, he will tell. Are Mandu, the very fact that he says, I want to see lights inside. You are the lighter. If you want to see all the lights inside, you are the lighter who is giving lights. So you are that self who is illuminating that light. Spending 12, 13, 15, 20, 40, 50, 100 of years, Janma Janma, to see light. In yogic tradition, there is a method that once they see the light inside, they are realized. That happens. But anyway, we leave. In chakras will happen, in Sahasrara it will happen, then they call us realized. But he is the one who is giving light to all those chakras. As a lighter. As the self, as the consciousness is all pervading through the body, inside the mind also. Why did I take the example of a mountain vritti, tree vritti? Because vrittis are many. These vrittis are just like objects outside. There are objects, there are people, there are tree, there are temple, etc. When sunlight is all pervasive, I need not turn in the direction of sunlight to see a sunlight. It is all pervasive. Similarly, those objects and people outside, when you put it inside, there are a lot of vrittis inside. Devata vritti is there, chakra vritti is there, chakra dhyana kirana vritti is there. Which direction will you turn? Which chakra will you focus? When you are the substratum for all the chakras. Think. Pratibodha viditam matam. One line. Shankaracharya writes an elaborate commentary for this. I'm just giving the summary. Never self is evident. SELF is always evident. Never try something extra. Special effort at all is not required. What did you know? 20 years of sadhana. Price. You know, he has done 20 years of sadhana. For what? To see light inside. Which light? Tube light, Mandu. You are the lighter pa. Don't do this kind of a mistake. Pratibodha viditam matam. So whoever has this knowledge means whoever has only this knowledge. There is no other knowledge apart from gaining Atma Jnana. Yeah, anytime if you have doubt, am I a realized person? Meditate on sunlight, so that at least that sunlight will give you jnana. Some light will come inside your mind. So it only whoever knows in this way, he or she is a liberalized person. They attain immortality. See the shloka. Pratibodha viditam matham amrutatvam hi vindate. He enjoys amrutatvam. That is immortality. That is Jivan Mukti status. Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate mritam. Here, Atmana vindate viryam means here Atma has to be taken in the context of mind. Here Atma doesn't mean Satchidananda Atma, it is mind. So have a discerning intellect. Only Vedanta will say you should have intellect. All the other systems of sadhana will say don't have intellect. Surrender the intellect at Bhagavan's feet. Become a sheep. Surrender everything. Atmana vindate viryam means have a discerning, sharp intellect so that you can think like this. And having known this kind of, getting exposed to this kind of a teaching, you enjoy your ownership. What is that? Aham brahmasmi. Aham brahmasmi vritti jnanam will become very strong in you. Because this vritti jnanam is not an object, it is verily the subject. It is you yourself. You can just happily claim who you are, irrespective of whatever happens to the body mind complex, because body mind complex is not part of me. Okay, you should give that body mind complex to Bhagavan and enjoy what you are, your glory is. Right now our glory is a sad thing, because I am holding this body mind complex and then saying that I am so and so. Give up that to Bhagavan, offer it to Bhagavan, and then say I am fine. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Mrityuhu tamas asat is for sharira and manaha. Amrutam is for the consciousness. We are that consciousness. Yesterday I told, na jayate mriyate va kadachita, na yam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah, ajo nitya shashvato yam puranaha, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. This is nididhyasanam. Reflecting on this, on such kind of shlokas is nididhyasanam. With this, the jnana swarupam, jnana swarupa alam is also over. Atmana vindate viryam is you have an intellect, strong intellect. That is why in Upanishads and all, they prescribe a lot of meditation. In Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka, entire 5 chapters meditations to make the mind subtler and subtler. Meditating on space. They first say you meditate on Prithvi. Prithvi means Earth. How do you meditate on Prithvi? Just to think what Earth is. The moment you think what Earth is, it is so vast. So mind has to be broadened like this. Right now it is like this. Vedic meditation is always in expanding the mind. I think parrots are telling what you are talking is correct. I should also talk like this, so then or else what? So they suggest different forms of meditation, from Prithvi to Jala, Prithvi to Jala, Jala to Agni, Agni to Vayu, Vayu to Akasha. Space meditation is toughest meditation. Not for moksha, to make the mind subtler, to make the mind broad. So once you gain this, once you gain means what? Atmana vindate virya. Once you gain sufficient chitta shuddhi, may Kena Upanishad Guru is requesting you all, drop the sadhana. Drop the sadhana. Or else, if sadhana cannot take you to Atma Jnanam, what sadhana you do is, you have to fill up the blanks. With this, oh, there is one more mantra. Okay. That we will see tomorrow. Om Sham Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.